The first book of Moses, chapter 10. Now this is the genealogy of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And sons were born to them after the flood. The sons of Japheth were Gomer, Magog, Madai, Janaan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tyrus. The sons of Gomer were Ash, Akanaz, Riphaite, and Togarmah. The sons of Javan were Elishon, Tarshish, Kithim, and Dodman. From these, the coastline peoples of the Gentiles were separated into their lands, everyone according to his language, according to their families, and to their nations. The sons of Ham were Cush, Mizoram, Put, and Canaan. The sons of Cush were Seba, Havilah, Sobata, Ramah, and Sabatach. And the sons of Ramah were Sheba and Dedan. Cush begot Nimrod, and he began to be a mighty one on the earth. The sons of Cush were again Havilah, Saban, Rabban, Sakatan, and the sons of Ramah were Sheba, Dedan. Cush was a mighty hunter, and before the Lord, therefore it is said, like Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, Erech, Akkad, Calneh, and the land of Shinar. From that land he went to Assyria and built Nineveh, Rehoboth, Calah, and Resen between Nineveh and Calah, that is the principal city. Mizraim begot Luthim, and Luthim, Aniam, Lahabim, Napatulam, Pathrusim, and Kashulam, from which the Philistines and the Capurim. Canaan begot Sinan, his firstborn, and Heth, the Jebusite, and the Amorite, and the Girgashite, the Hevite, the Harkite, and the Sinanite, the Abadite, and the Zemarite, and the Hamarite. Afterward, the families of the Canaanites were dispersed, the Abarite, the Zemarite, and the Hamarite. And the border of the Canaanites was from the Sidon as you go toward Gerar, as far as Gaza, and then is to go toward Sodom, and Gomorrah, and Admah, and Sobium, and as far as Lasha. These were the sons of Ham according to their families, according to their languages, and in their lands, and in their nations. And children were born also to the Shem, and to the father of all the children of Eber, the brother of Japheth, and the elder. The sons of Shem were Elam, Ashar, Asarach, Love, and Aram. The sons of Aram were Uz, Hul, Gether, and Mash. Arphaxadite begot Selah, and Selah begot Eber. To Eber were born two sons. The name of one was Peleg, for in his days the earth was divided, and his brother's name was Jotham. Jotham begot Alamandah, Shalaf, Hazamarite, and Javala, Hadoram, Uzzah, Dikalah, Obar, Abel, Sheba, and Ophar, Havilah, and Jobab. And all these were the sons of Jotham. And their dwelling place was from Mesha as you go forward towards Sephar, the mountain of the east. These were the sons of Shem, according to their families, according to their languages, and in their lands, according to their nations. These were the families of the sons of Noah, according to their generations and their nations, and these were the nations were divided on the earth after the flood. Chapter 11. Now the whole earth had one language and one speech, and it came to pass that they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. Then they said to one another, Come, let us make bricks, and make them thoroughly. They had the brick for stone, and they had asphalt for mortar. And they said, Come, let us build ourselves a city, and a town whose top is in the heavens. Let us make a name for ourselves, and lest we be scattered abroad over the face of the earth. But the Lord came to see the city and the tower which the sons of men had built. And the Lord said, Indeed, the people are one, and they all have one language, and this is what they began to do. Now nothing that they propose to do will be withheld from them. Come, let us go down and there confuse their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from there over the face of all of the earth, and they ceased building the city. Therefore its name is called Babel, because there the Lord confused the language of all the earth, and from there the Lord scattered them abroad over the face of all the earth. This is the genealogy of Shem. Shem was 100 years old and begot Arphaxad 2 years after the flood. After he begot Arphaxad, Shem lived 500 years and begot sons and daughters. Arphaxad lived 35 years and begot Shelah. After he begot Shelah, Arphaxad lived 403 years and begot sons and daughters. Salah lived 30 years and begat Eber. And he begat Eber. After he begat Eber, Salah lived 403 years and begat sons and daughters. Eber lived 34 years and begat Peleg. After he begat Peleg, Eber lived 430 years and begat sons and daughters. Peleg lived 30 years and begat Rubah. After he begat Rubah, Peleg lived 209 years and begat sons and daughters. Rela lived 32 years and begat Serug. After he begat Serug, Rula lived 207 years and begat sons and daughters. Serug lived 30 years and begat Nahor. After he begat Nahor, Serug lived 200 years and begat sons and daughters. Nahor lived 29 years and begat Terah. After he begat Terah, Nahor lived 119 years and begat sons and daughters. Now Terah lived 70 years and begat Abrah, Nahor, and Haran. This is the genealogy of Terah. Terah begat Abram, Nahor, and Haran. Haran begat Lot. And Haran died before his father, Terah, in his land, and in the Ur of the Chaldeans. Then Abram and Nahor took wives, and the name of Abram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah and the father of Iscah. But Sarai was barren, she had no child. And Terah took his son and Abram and his grandson Lot, the son of Haran, and his daughter-in-law Sarai, and his son Abram's wife, and they went out with them from Ur of the Chaldeans to go to the land of Canaan, and they came to Haran and dwelt there. So the days of Terah were 205 years, and Terah died in Haran. Chapter 12. Now the Lord had said to Abram, "Get out of your country, from your family, and from your father's house, to a land, and I will show you, and I will make you a great nation, and I will bless you and make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse who curses you. And I will curse him who curses you, and you and all your families of the earth will be blessed." So Abram departed as the Lord had spoken to him, and Lot, and went with him. And Abram was 75 years old when he departed from Haran. Then Abram took Sarai his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all their possessions, and they had gathered, and the people whom they had acquired in Haran, and they departed to go to the land of Canaan. So they came to the land of Canaan. Abram passed through the land of the place of Shechem as far as the terebinth tree of Moran, and the Canaanites were there in the land. Then the Lord appeared to Abram and said, "To your descendants I will give this land," and there he built an altar to the Lord who had appeared to him. And he moved from there to the mountain east of Bethel, and he pitched his tent at Bethel on the west, and Ai on the east. There he built an altar to the Lord, and called on the name of the Lord. So Abram journeyed, going on through the south. Now there was a famine in the land, and Abram went down to Egypt to dwell there, for the famine was severe in the land. And it came to pass, when he was close to entering Egypt, that he said to Sarai his wife, "Indeed I know that you are a woman of beautiful countenance. Therefore it will happen, when the Egyptians see you, that they will say, 'This is my wife,' and they will kill me, but they will let you live. Please say that you are my sister, that it may be well with them, for your sake, and that I may live because of you." So it was then, when Abram came into Egypt, that the Egyptians saw the woman, and that she was very beautiful. The princesses of Pharaoh also saw her and commended her to Pharaoh, and the woman was taken to Pharaoh's house. He treated Abram well for her sake, and he had sheep, oxen, male donkeys, male and female, servants, and female donkeys and camels. But the Lord plagued Pharaoh in his house with great plagues because of Sarah, Abram's wife. And Pharaoh called to Abram and said, "What is this you have done to me? Why did you not tell me this was your wife? Why did you not say, 'She is my sister'? I may have taken her as my wife. Now therefore, here is your wife. Take her and go your way." So Pharaoh commanded his men concerning him, and they sent him away with his wife, and that was all he had. Chapter 13. Then Abram went up from Egypt, he and his wife, and all that he had, and Lot with him to the south. Abram was very rich, and lived in livestock and silver and in gold, and he went on his journey from the south as far as Bethel, to the place where his tent had been at the beginning between Bethel and Ai, to the place of the altar which he had there first. And there came Abram, and he called on the name of the Lord. Lot also who went with Abram had flocks and herds and tents. Now the land was not able to support them, that they might dwell together, for their possessions were so great that they could not dwell together. And there was strife between the herdsmen of Abram's livestock and the herdsmen of Lot's livestock. Canaanites and the Perizzites then dwelt in the land. So Abram said to Lot, "Please let there be no strife between you and me, and between my herdsmen and your herdsmen, for we are brethren. Is not the whole land before you? Please separate from me. If you take the left, then I will go to the right. If you go to the right, then I will go to the left." And Lot lifted his eyes and saw all the plain of Jordan. It was well watered everywhere before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, like the garden of the Lord, the land of Egypt, as you go toward Zohar. Then Lot chose for himself all the plain of Jordan, and Lot journeyed east, and they separated from each other. Abram dwelt in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelt in the cities of the plain, and pitched his tent even as far as Sodom. But then the men of Sodom were extremely wicked and sinful against the Lord. And the Lord said to Abram, and after Lot had separated from him, "Lift your eyes now and look from the place where you are, northward, southward, eastward, and westward. All the land which you see I will give you and your descendants forever. And I will make your descendants as the dust of the earth, so that if a man could number the dust of the earth, then your descendants could also be numbered. Arise, walk in the land, through its length and its width, for I give it to you." Then Abram moved his tent, and went and dwelt by the terebinth trees in Mamre, which are in Hebron, and built an altar there to the Lord. I read for you from the first book of Moses, Genesis chapters 10 through 13.